All right, guys, so today is Wednesday, and I had a couple of sales. Also, this isn't my permanent setup necessarily, but I did have somebody tell me the shaky cam in my hand thing was making it hard for them to watch my videos. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. Let's get into it. First up, you guys saw those couple of Super Nintendo games that I was able to pick up with a Nintendo. I'm going to work on that Super Nintendo. Maybe I'll bring you guys along for that. But this game, which was the best out of the lot, Ken Griffey's Winning Run, sold for, I want to say it was $22, including shipping. I'll put the sold listing up there. I always do well with cover overalls. So these are Big Smith brand. Big Smith can be a good vintage brand. It's these are not vintage, and so they're not worth too awful much. I paid $3.99 at a thrift store for them. They sold for $14.99 plus shipping, so that was good. This is one that I picked up for $2.99. It's a Harley Davidson men's kind of dress shirt, and it says Harley on the front there, and then it has that Harley emblem on the back also. And that sold for this much. I feel like I always get the number wrong, and then I put the number up and prove that I don't know what I'm talking about. I want to say that was $16.99. How'd I do? And then a friend of mine, Travis, thank you, Travis, went to a thrift store the other day and found these. Senjutsu. It's a board game of some sort. It's sealed. It almost looks like checkers, but I think it plays more like a strategy war game. And he found they had a bunch, and they had been $4 for a while, and then they were 99 cents. And he asked me if I wanted them, thought it would be something that I could do something with, and he was right. I had him pick up a dozen for me, and then he brought them today. And so I greatly appreciate you, Travis, getting that stuff. That's not the kind of thing that'll move super fast. I'll put that up for what I expect to get for it, and I don't anticipate moving more than 3 or 4 between now and Christmas, but I'll for $12. And then I just listed them all. It's a one listing thing with multiple quantities, so it took me about 2 minutes to put the listing up, and I listed them for $10 a piece, so that's $120 less the $12 I'm into them, so $108 profit, less fees. Anyway, for $12 I'm gonna make $100, and at some point, and it'll be money trickling in through the year, or it'll all just fall in right as people are buying Christmas presents. I think that's about all that I have for the minute. All right, well, hello YouTube. It's been almost a week since I made any kind of video, and that video you didn't even see, so I think it has been a whole week at least since I posted something. And so this is kind of probably the middle of the video, because I'm still going to show you the stuff that I recorded from the other day. Again, we're on a stand. You're on a box on my kitchen table, but so that I'm not shaky camming you all over the place. Let's see. I did some thrifting today. Took my sons out, showed them what to look for as like key things for t-shirts. Looking for vintage hang tags. Looking for I'm doing the counting on my finger thing, but you can't see it because my hands aren't up here. I don't know what to do with my hands. Looking for single stitch sleeves, looking for vintage hang tags, looking for interesting patterns and interesting graphics. Anything that would hit all of those ticks would be awesome. But any 2 of the 4 is what I tell them. Sometimes if it's a single stitch, that's probably the most important. But if it's an interesting thing, or it has a hang tag, and they're wanting to show me like Aeropostale and American Eagle, like things that have sewn in tags and stuff. We're learning. It's fun. Anyhow, I'm going to try and be kind of quick about this. I did find this today, just kind of a generic blank vintage, probably like late 90s, maybe early 2000s, Hanes men's sweatshirt. It's a blank, so it goes with kind of anything, or you could have something put on it. That's kind of cool. I got these vintage, these are kind of the same era where it's like, they're not really vintage. They're more like 15 years old, but that's a nice looking pair of dad shoes, Reeboks. They were 99 cents, so I couldn't pass that up. These were $2, and I didn't do comps on them. They're Adidas. They were just cool looking, and I hadn't seen that Adidas Nova before. Those are gonna sell for sure. Somebody wants those shoes, so I bought them for $1.99, and I'll do the comps later. One of the more interesting things I found was at Goodwill today. That is a Poe of the Teletubbies. It has a tag inside the zipper pouch. It's like a book bag. It has a tag way down inside there that says 1998. And it was $3.99, except for my light's shining so bright on there you can't see it. $3.99. Comps at like $40. So I don't know that I expect to necessarily get $40 out of him because condition isn't great on it, but it's not bad. $3.99, I'm gonna make some money. We'll see what it sells for when I make the This Is What Sold video. In a few days, that one will sell. This is an old tag for king size. I was trying to figure out what kind of era the tag was. There are a lot of websites dedicated to giving you a, like, king size, use this tag from 1977 to 1979, and in 80 they switched to this tag, and I didn't find this exact tag on king size, but I suspect that this is from the early 80s. It's just a single stitch blank black tee, but it's king size. It's a large tall, and so it's probably, I mean, I'm at least a 2X. This shirt would fit like a 3X, and it hangs well into my mid thigh. So this is a shirt that's way too big for me. It's just a blank single stitch vintage. Both of these shirts, the blanks, I expect to get somewhere in the $20 range for. They're not gonna be giant money makers, but they're gonna be solid items that will sell reasonably quickly. I was watching somebody else's YouTube channel like this, and I don't remember the guy's name. I just subscribed today because I watched 5 or 6 of his videos, and it was really good. I will put a screenshot of him up there. I like to help I'm not helping anybody, let's be honest. Nobody knows my site that doesn't know way too many of these things. But anyway, check that guy out. He's super knowledgeable. $3.99. He said you should always buy cashmere, and I had kind of had that in the back of my head, but then I found this black and brown 1826 cashmere, just kind of a crew neck general sweater. Not, again, it's $4. It sells for 20 plus shipping. That's kind of the deal with all of these shirts, so I'm making some money. Not any home runs, but solid base hits, maybe a double. These aren't going to be as big a money as I kind of hope they would be, but they're the kind of thing that I like to have to sell because they're just cool stuff. I like to sell cool stuff. Sue me. Batman Converse, Batman and the Bat Signal, and they're a little bit worn out, and they're only a men's 6, but they were $5.99. So I got both of them. I only showed you one. Those will probably be $20 plus shipping also. So I'm gonna make a lot of $20 bills. That doesn't break my heart. Be back in a moment. I'm back. This is probably my most interesting find of the night. You can see I suspect that it's vintage. I couldn't find anything that gave me an age on it, but it just screams mid-90s, doesn't it? It is Mary Kay brand cologne. It says it's cologne. It's women's. I think they're women's scents. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to wear them. My wife's not going to wear them. So I'm going to sell them to somebody and they're going to wear them and whatever. But I did some comps. So check this out. The set by itself does not sell the whole set. I'm showing you comps of it not selling for around $20. But look at this. Genie sold by itself. The Acapella sold by itself. The Tribute sold by itself. And the Premonition sold by itself. So something like that, you could look up comps on this and you're trying to find the collection and it's not gonna, you're gonna say, oh, that's not gonna sell. Why would I spend? This was $1.99 at a thrift store today. Why am I gonna buy that when the collection won't sell? But if I, so it won't, like it is, it won't sell. But if I break it up, I'm gonna make some money. And again, not a ton. That Acapella had the one sold comp for $30. I probably won't even try to get that. I'll probably go to $24.99 free shipping and get it pretty quickly sold. And then the other ones will be five or $6 net profit. They sell for like 8 plus shipping. So there's money to be made even when the first comp doesn't necessarily look like there's money to be made on something like that. I can break it up and make some money. I think that's all of the thrift store finds today. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. And these are a terrible idea. It is what it is. I paid $3.99. They are necking. They're basically, they're shoe insole inserts, but they weigh 2 pounds a piece. So what they're gonna do is help you strengthen your legs while they tear your knees out and get your heart rate up while you're walking and destroy your ability to walk. I'm not a big fan of the idea, but if somebody's got all the confidence in the world that they're not gonna tear their knees out wearing shoes that weigh 3 more pounds than the ones that they normally wear, more power to them. But for $3.99, these comped around $40. So yeah, I'll make some money. Let's do some what sold in the last, I have probably 3 days. Yeah, this is a 3-day weekend, so I have 3 days worth of this is what sold that I got to pull to get shipped tomorrow morning. Couple more things that sold. Duke Kaboom from Toy Story 4. That was a retail arbitrage pickup. I think I paid $2 for him on clearance at Walmart. He sold for this amount of money. I forget. This, again, I packaged a t-shirt without showing it to you guys, but you guys have seen this one a lot of times. It's this is the last of my Lakers, vintage Lakers shirts. I got this stuff packaged and then thought, dang, I forgot to make a video. This is, but I didn't tape the boxes up, fortunately. This is Optimus, it actually is an Optimus Prime. It's a sealed mystery box of these little PVC figures. That thing I picked up like 4 years ago and the market was pretty good on them. Then it was, I got it for $3.99 at Goodwill and the market was like $12. And I stuck it in a box and forgot about it and didn't get it listed until last week. And the market had plummeted. And so the comps were like $4 or $5. And so I listed it for $5.99 plus shipping. Got a best offer of $3 and I took it. So I didn't make money. I probably lost a little bit of money on that, but it's my own fault because that's the thing about collectibles is you can't sit on them. If you find something that comps good today, list it today. Something else that sold to Abraham on one of the Facebook groups. This is a complete in-box copy of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and that went for $40. And then one other thing. This I screwed up bad. So you guys are seeing a lot of my oopses today. This is some Brother ink. And if this box was complete, like it's a 2-pack, it'd be expensive. But I bought it at a thrift store where it had tape over it and I assumed it was complete because it's heavy. Turns out there was only one in there. And so I listed it at like $6. They normally, that box would have been like $25. but it was half empty. And so then I listed it at $6 thinking it would move quick. I inadvertently listed it free shipping. So I'm losing money pretty hard on that. All right, guys. Well, I forgot about this one. It is a Dale Earnhardt shirt that we picked up a couple of days ago on a video, and it went for what I expected it to go for, $20. The thing about this one is the guys emailed me immediately and said, "Hey, I put in the wrong address. Can you change the address?" He was a zero feedback guy, and this is only a $20 bill, so I suspect it's not a scam, and I've been down this road a handful of times. eBay's policy is that the item has to go to the address on it when it was paid for. So I'm kind of taking a risk with this, sending it to an address that's not what was confirmed by the PayPal thing. But the guy's a zero feedback guy, so I suspect that he just set the account up and just realized after he bought it that it had the wrong address on it. So I'm going to take a chance on this, but most of the time, and if this were a electronic thing or a video game or something that has a high scam rate, then I probably wouldn't. But this is it's a NASCAR t-shirt. It's $20. It looks like it's probably going to be all right, but if I get scammed on it, I'll let you know. All right, well, let me just divulge a little bit here real quick. My wife and I have our house on the market, and that's part of the reason why I haven't been doing videos, is because I've been just totally engrossed in everything else that life has to offer. So let's get a real quick what sold. It's way past my bedtime, and I'll get this stuff shipped out in the morning. So there's this. It's 10 pieces. You count the lid as separate pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this is Magnalite, which is a really good brand. That's something that I bought way too long ago, 3 years probably, and I put it in a box, I put it on a shelf. It got into the back of the area where I keep all this crap. Oh, so I've been doing some cleaning and I found that box. So that had probably sat empty. That had probably sat for like 3 years, and I finally listed it, and it sold in like a day for $75. Getting through these things really quickly. This is a Sega Saturn manual. Sega Saturn's probably the rarest of the Sega systems. I bought a whole mess of manuals when I had a Sega Saturn, and it had 3 of those manuals in it. I just needed the one, so I kept one and I sold off the rest of them. That's the last one. I think it sold for something a little bit short of $10 shipped. Chris Bryant jersey from their World Series win. The Majestic is always a name brand that I look for. It's a good one. This is a hoodie. I was at a store the other day, and they had all of their clothes are 99 cents, and they were buy one, get one free, get 2 free. So this was one of the things that I went back for free. Black Label Society, black and camo hoodie. Black Label Society is Zach Wilde of the of Ozzy Osbourne fame, and that hoodie sold for this amount. I forget the amount. You may remember this Woolrich I picked up on video at a Goodwill the other day. It's that vintage, made in the USA Woolrich tag. That sold. I only paid $3.99 for it. Zelda Gray Cart, complete in box. I got this as part. I got the game and the manual and the map as part of a collection, and then I went and bought the box. I think I paid $20 for the box, and the game I got I think I paid $10 or $12 for the game, but that sold for $50 shipped. It didn't sell on eBay. It sold on a private sale. I picked this tie up quite a few weeks ago, and it's not a name brand that's worth anything, but it is really specific to somebody, and so it's probably, I figured it would either sell to a cardiologist or to a friend of a cardiologist for a gift. I got a bunch of these the other day. They were 77 cents or something at Goodwill. Goodwill does a lot of buying, like Target defect pallets and that kind of thing. And so these were definitely new retail because they use a different, our Goodwill anyway, uses a different tag for that stuff. And so these sold for $8.25, I think. They're shipping to the Virgin Islands. The U.S. Virgin Islands first class shipping rate is not significantly different. I was a little worried when it came up, but it turned out to be okay. Workout equipment is the real deal. If you guys find workout equipment at a reasonable price, pick it up. This, you guys saw me pick this up the other day, and I listed this just a couple hours ago. Look at this ridiculous thing. It's a workout because you flip this thing around, and I don't know. It's crazy. But I picked it up for $3.99, and it came with a poster and an instructional DVD that I'll send with it. And I'll get some more of those long skinny boxes. If you watch like 4 videos ago, you'll see me pick up that one and a pair of yellow ones. The pair of yellow ones sold the same day that I listed them. This one sold the same day that I listed it, and for a huge profit. So, I didn't make $1 million. It sold for a really good profit margin. And so if you find workout equipment, it's that you can feasibly ship, it's worth picking up. All right, and this is an old Amity leather wallet. It says Amity Cowhide on it. It's still in the box. You can see by looking at it that it's not ever been used. Let me show you the inside. It's too cool to pass up. So inside the picture compartment is this happy young couple, and I just thought they were too cute and funny. And so I knew that this hadn't been used, because if anybody made any attempt to use it, these things would be out of there. But these guys are so groovy, I just wanted to make sure they got some camera time. Okay, and then the last item is this Jeff Gordon. Man, that light's killing that thing. Jeff Gordon. It's nothing fancy. It's just a chase, which tends to be, authentic NASCAR collectible stuff. It's got flames on the sleeves, and it's just a nice jacket. I picked that up as part of my birthday haul a week and a half ago, and it sold, that quick. Real quickly, I want to show you something I bought the other day, and then we'll get out of here. Holy cow, you guys. These are vintage shirts, new in the package. Triumph. This one is Triumph Twin Power. This one's the Triumph with the lion thing. These are vintage papery beefy tee labels. These are all Norton, which is a different British bike brand. And this one's a Henley, which is strange because the rest of them are all just standard crew neck tees. This one has the 3 buttons, which makes it a Henley, which is odd. And then that one is the same as the other, but it's an extra large, and this one's just a regular large. I took a lot of them out of the package so that I could make sure they weren't damaged. Like this one has some spots on it, which I wanted to disclose because I'm at I think I'm at $80 a piece on these shirts. The guy had them listed locally and was asking more money than anybody would pay locally for them, and so I made him an offer. And when they sat and nobody made him any other offers for a week, he ended up taking my offer. I'm going to show you what to look for on vintage tees. To see on the camera, but this, and you'll probably know what I'm talking about. This is not satiny the way that a new t-shirt's tag would be satiny if it had a tag at all. A lot of times it'll have print here rather than having a hang tag at all, because people don't like hang tags anymore. They're stretchy or they're scratchy. This is wider on older shirts than it is on more modern shirts. This one's not as pronounced, but that's something you can always look for to give an idea of the age of a shirt. This is the big thing. If you're looking into vintage shirts, you see people say single stitch a lot. That is a single stitch. Bringing you up here to my t-shirt that I have on, this is a double stitch. See, there's 2 pieces of thread across that cuff hem. And it's the same on the bottom hem of my t-shirt. There's a stitch and a stitch. There's 2 pieces of thread. And on this old Triumph shirt, there is 1 piece of thread where you can see it. And so, well, where am I? I'm lost on my Zoom. So there's 1 stitch on that. Those are tells on vintage t-shirts. The hang tag, the crew neckline, single stitch is it's heavily debated amongst people who do this, but they generally figure anything that's a single stitch is going to be 95 or newer, or not, I'm sorry, 95 or older. And double stitch, you can have some vintage stuff that's high quality that's double stitch. You can have some stuff even into 99 and 2000. But if you see a single stitch, you can assume that it is a vintage tee, and they carry a lot more money. Search completed listings and just do single stitch t-shirt and you'll be blown away. All right, well, if you've made it this far into the video, you are a champ, and I thank you. Do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, check out Ready Set Sells channel. He's awesome. Ask some questions. Maybe we'll get into a discussion in the comments, or maybe I'll answer your question on the next video. And speaking of the next video, come back and check and see what we're doing in the next couple of days. I'm sure I'll have another video. Thanks, guys.